How's it going, guys? Welcome back to the Fight Rundown episode, God knows what. But I tell you what, I don't care. I don't care, Jeeve. I don't care. Who have we got on today? We've got a Fight Rundown legend. Mr. Levi Giles is back on the pod. Back with the boys. I'm excited. First of all, how are we?
I'm fantastic, mate. Fantastic. The news is out, so we know what's next for me. And buzzing to be back as always with the boys. Fight Rundown. I love it.
The one.
So big fight on GBM for yourself.
Yeah, fantastic.
Kez Ashfaq.
Yeah, against Kez Ashfaq. A name that many of us know. Not really from his professional record, but from what he's achieved as an amateur. Good fighter. Good fighter, Kez. I just think that pro game's a bit of a different kind of cloth, and I think I'm cut from different cloth to Kez, and I think we're going to show that in 4 weeks' time, actually, today.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good name for yourself, another good name for your record. It seems like you do want these big fights, these big domestic fights, and you're not afraid of who it is. You will just get in there. Yeah,
I mean, there's not... when you come into boxing, you know, especially the first few fights, that's for your learning. Get the learning fights over with. And then I just wanted 50-50s, especially after the Michael Gomez fight. Then the Razak, then Bellotti. I just want 50-50 fights. As soon as Kez Ashfaq come to me, it was a yes. I mean, it's funny actually because Izzy messaged me about fighting Danny Quartermain, and he said, "Oh, I'll bite you on Quartermain." I said, "Yes." I did. Yeah, straight away.
Great fight.
It was a good fight.
And then it come about. I said, "You know what's happening? Nothing come of it." So we took a different opponent on a different show, and then he gets in touch again. Oh look, Kez Ashfaq, Commonwealth Eliminator. Yeah. You know, they know me. They know what my answer's going to be with whoever's offered to me. I don't care who it is. We're in the sport. I'd rather finish my career with so many wins and maybe a couple of learning curves along the way. But look back and say at least he dodged no one. At least he avoided no one, and he fought everyone.
Yeah, 100%. That's the way it should be, though. Like, especially with your last fight. You know, you're coming off the Bellotti performance on a massive stage. You know what I mean? So the last thing you wanted to do was not drop the levels, but just keep at that level. You know what I mean? You put probably the most work you ever did for that fight, knowing it was a co-main event on a matchroom card. Obviously, the title says itself, but that's it. That's why I think this fight's so entertaining. Kez Ashfaq, like you said, his amateur record, third in the worlds of all time. Well, obviously when he was in there, like yourself, you've done it on the big stage. It's a perfect trade-off, isn't it, in terms of experience for each other?
Yeah, I mean, definitely. There's a lot of weaknesses in Kez's game that obviously we've got to exploit on the night, and it's all right saying, you know, as I've said to him, it's all right me saying this and that, but we know where his weaknesses are, and it's just about exploiting him. He knows he knows what we're gonna do, and it might make it a bit more. They should know how to deal with it. Then if they know what we're gonna do, then he should know how to deal with it. But when you look back at his other fights...
I'm getting excited right now.
Honestly, when you look back at other fights, you know, especially at super featherweight, Liam Dillon, if it's on the tin, isn't it? What you're getting with Liam Dillon is tough. He's technically, when you can't even compare the two when it comes to the talent-wise, but when it comes to the that will to win, and in my eyes... There was only one clear winner that night. I don't know. I think it was a split. I really don't know how one judge had it any other way, considering he went down. He got dropped a few times, but yeah. And I just feel that that's in. I think that's in him. He's been dropped at multiple different weights, Kez. I can't really slag him off, but there's definitely weaknesses in his game. Whereas I've only lost to Bellotti, and we know where we went wrong. But yeah, other than that, I don't really see what performances he can look at and exploit different things at. But obviously, that's for him and his team to find out. And the team he's got behind him, well, yeah, say less. On lame lace me boots.
Well, when Kez first turned professional, he was tipped to do some really good things, wasn't he? Transitioning into the pro game. So there was obviously some talent there. And of course, he's took quite a few losses, but he's still a really good and live opponent, isn't it?
It gets us straight back in the mix. It's a 50-50 fight on paper, it really is. You know yourself, once in the amateur game, he did what everyone dreams of doing. You know, he went to the Was it 20? What was it? 2012? Was it? Or was it the one after?
I think it was 2012.
He went to the Olympics, and that as an amateur, that was everyone's dream. So and how good he was as an amateur. But I've said it before, and 3 frees and 10 frees, it's 2 completely different games.
Of course, yeah.
You're using the same cue, but it's a different kind of game, Yeah. There's a sprint and a marathon. Over 3 rounds, you can do that. You can be sharp.
Yeah.
Then you start deteriorating. But over 3 frees, you can do that. And that's not disrespecting him at all. That's the amateur game. And he was top of the game at the amateur at his weight. Was it 56 kilo or 54? I can't remember. It might have been a bantamweight. But yeah, and I was quite a big fan, watching. Everyone knows that I'm a big fan of the sport as well as a competitor. And yeah, I always watch the Olympics. I always watch the Great Britain lads. So yeah, I used to watch him when I was younger, doing his thing. And yeah, I never thought. Same with Bellotti really. When I used to watch him, I didn't ever think a fight like this had come about. But it makes perfect sense. And I know, and I've said it again, and I've said it before, and I'll say it again. That when Kez loses this fight, I don't see how he comes back from it.
Agreed.
Do you feel like it's his last chance?
I do, and it's not only for him. I don't know if I don't think I can afford to. My mentality is I can't afford to take another loss at super featherweight. Definitely not. So
that's what I was going to say. Do you feel like, obviously, we'll touch on the Bellotti obviously fight later. But obviously the Gomez one, very close fight. Could have been tipped either way on the night, and then the Bellotti performance, of course, just got outclassed there.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you're on the big stage again? As much as you said about Kez, do you feel like you're both playing for everything now in super feather?
Especially for him, with taking into consideration his age.
How old is he?
31, 32.
Right, okay. Yeah.
He's lost at bantam, he's lost at super bantam, he's lost at featherweight, he's lost at super featherweight. Where do you go? He can't go to lightweight. He's not big enough for lightweight.
I agree. Yeah,
and I'm not looking past how hard he can hit. He's going to be very sharp, and I'm expecting that. But I just don't feel. Where does he go if he takes another loss?
And how does it feel for you knowing, obviously, as you said yourself, you could put the end to his career? Yeah, I mean, does that only because there was a bit of? I feel like there was a bit of heat in the press conference. If I'm being honest, first time I've really seen it from you. You're such a nice guy. Yeah, I mean, you're very level-headed, but I felt like there was a bit of tension there. I mean, does that only bring it up knowing maybe this is his last chance? I've got to be the one to do it.
No, I mean, you're in this situation now where it's like, yeah, we've got to do it, and that's my mindset going into this. It's no there's no holding back. I've got to do it.
You've got over the big stage, like you're used to the big stage now. Yeah, I mean, it's like I've got to go in there and do it now.
Yeah, we've been on other than Queensbury. Point to the badge down there. See that? Other than Queensbury, we've been on every big show now. We've done it. We've come up short. In my eyes, once. With Bellotti, but that one, there's no shame in losing to someone like Bellotti and his experience. And I've took away so much from that fight. What we've learned from that one fight is more than I learned in the other 15. In any of them. So now it's what we've taken back to the gym, what we've worked on, and what we're going to show in 4 weeks' time against Kez. And it's going to be a dominant performance. I'm certain of that.
Talking about that tension at the press conference and whatever from yourself, I just want to ask, what's the difference in the Levi Giles mentality from now to compared to a year ago? Has there been a change in mentality and mindset?
Yeah, but I mean, like I said, then I'm in a must-win now. This mindset's completely different. And now I have to go in and do what me and my team know what I can do, and I will do it. Don't get me wrong, I'm training just as hard as I always have before. The training hasn't changed. I ain't needed to. I don't have to up my training. I train really hard around working a day job. So that ain't changed. But mentally, yeah, definitely, and that's where the percentage game will come in. And in there, I've seen a few. Not just me. Like I've seen a couple of weaknesses in there mentally from Kez. And I always say, look, you can't, once someone's been in and once they've quit in a fight for me that mindset stays. Once you've quit in a fight, I don't feel like they'll do it again. They'll do it again.
Right. I think that's one thing you've got in yourself. You've got that mindset is there. That never give up, do whatever it takes to win sort of attitude.
Definitely, because we've seen it with fighters before and taking knees and dropping and stuff like that. Listen, I've always said I'll either go out. I'll be leaving a fight, whether it's on my back or on my feet. There's no other way I'm leaving a fight. Whether the ref would have to stop it or I'm out cold, because there's no way I ain't taking no knees and dropping and stuff like that. It just ain't embedded into me. It's not.
Well, look at the Belotti fight. We're different. Like, I'm sure you knew yourself. Maybe it gets to the 10th round, you're like, God, there's no chance I win here unless I knock him out. Yeah, I mean, you knew it. I think obviously everyone watching knew it. But you went in there. You know what I mean? The last round you won. You know what I mean? I know you said it's the biggest learning curve, and that will only help you for your next fight. But that's what you got to do, aren't you? You showed heart in there, at least to the end. But you've got over the grace of being on the big stage. That's why this GBM show, I personally think, not only obviously knowing yourself, but I think like the magnitude of the 3 fights is so big. You've obviously got Leon Bateson, which could potentially affect the way, obviously I know he's your good friend anyway, but the whole division's playing out in front of you. Everyone's matched up around this time as well, which makes it even more interesting. Yep. Belotti's completely fresh. Gomez is fresh. Leon Bateson's ready. Kez Ashford, they're all playing out in the same time. Everyone's going to be fresh slated into 2025, knowing, God, it's going to be a bit of a heater going into March, April.
We could well get one of them prize fighter tournaments.
I was going to say that, yeah.
Everyone's fit. Everyone's fit, aren't they?
Other than Glassback, but other than him, I suppose it's, I mean, I just touching on that, I mean, I've never, as a fighter, once you're in them changing rooms, mate, the adrenaline.
Should we talk about it? Yeah, might as well. On. Yeah, of course. If you don't know, Gomez was supposed to be fighting Belotti. And
great fight, by the way.
Is it on the paper? Yeah. Apparently, a lot of tickets sold from Gomez, fair play. But on the night, Gomez pulls out in the changing room. Levi, someone who's so related into the situation, you're the third man in the fight, really. Yeah. Obviously, watching at home, how are you feeling about that situation? Knowing you could have been in there for a backup fighter. 100%. Someone just lost their opportunity, and your history with Gomez, of course.
I just don't feel that. I honestly, I really don't know a fighter that, unless there's some bigger money on the table that's willing to do a camp, knowing that they're at risk of the fighter not getting in the ring. I've never ever heard of it in my life. We all see on TV, he walked in with his big backpack. It was there. It's clear as day. Yeah, I've spoke to Belotti's team, the genuine people, because I spoke to both teams. That shit house, mate. I don't even know what else to say. I mean,
does it bore your blood knowing? Again, this is that guy's.
No, it's not even that. I just don't understand it. Like you do that full camp. He's made the weight and stuff, and every single fighter knows once you get into that changing room, your adrenaline kicks in. You can't feel a thing, and you're about to get your hands wrapped to go out for the biggest fight of your life in front of these 1,000 tickets that you've sold at home, mate. I'd be going out on my back. But not the way he went out on his back. I'd be going out on my back.
He didn't go out, so.
He didn't go out, and this is just it. It honestly, genuinely baffles me. I can't even, and especially with Belotti, I don't think he'll give him the time of day now.
Oh yeah, I was going to say, I'd be surprised if Gomez gets another opportunity now.
See, I think they are. I think they are. I think that's happening again. Only from what I thought they said on the night, but I don't know.
Surprising though.
No, I did see an interview. He says, he's done it twice now. He's pulled out. He obviously the first time wasn't enough. There wasn't enough time, so I got the offer. And then this time on the night, all the money is lost, and
true.
I wouldn't.
No,
I wouldn't.
No, won't risk it.
I generally think that it's the weight cut. If they're saying it's kidneys. It's
draining them out.
You don't develop a kidney infection within 10 minutes of the fight. Days before. At least after the weigh-in day. So you've got so you get notice then. So then let Belotti know, or even a couple of weeks before. But once you've signed the paper, like Belotti said, the fight's on. Yeah. When you get to that arena, you're going in the ring. There's no stopping anyone.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't know any, obviously, other than the Gomez fans, any mutual boxing supporter, even your Eddie Hearn and your Tony Bellew, I think they wanted to agree but couldn't because, they're on TV.
Yeah.
But I think they agree with what Belotti was saying, and so do I.
So do you feel like, obviously, this show, you get a win, emphatically, you're straight back in there, Belotti's fresh. He'll be watching on December 7th.
I feel like Belotti's going to go on to a European shot. I really do. I think he deserves it. I don't feel like he's going to sit around again. He's just done a full camp. I don't know whether he gets another fight this year. I don't know where his mental's at. He's just done a full camp. He should have fought. He should be having Christmas off, and now he's due to a bit of bad luck. But I feel like he might move on to the European. He might vacate them belts. So when I win in 4 weeks, it puts me in line for the Commonwealth. But then obviously there's Danny Quartermain on the card against Bateson. That another great fight. Jack's a good friend of mine. I spoke to Danny at the press conference. He's a good lad. That's going to be a hell of a fight. Bateson could upset the odds, and then he's got them 2 belts. I'm not too WBO something. I think he ranks you in the world actually.
Oh, really?
I think he's ranked quite high up, Quartermain, because of them belts. And like you said, I understand why he won't fight Ashfaq. When you've got the titles, why do you want? You don't need to fight someone. You don't really need to fight someone like Ashfaq. So I was quite surprised in him fighting Bateson, because in my eyes, I feel like Bateson's better than Ashfaq.
Yeah.
As a pro, I really do. He's only lost to Shabazz, who's we've just seen what he's done.
World champion, pretty much, isn't he?
He's just
what a performance,
masterclass. I didn't expect that at all. I mean, I wasn't expecting him to be very one-sided in that fight, but what a performance. But going back to the super featherweights, I feel if can Bates and Nick win, and I obviously win on the night, and then there's so many good names out there in the domestic scene. We could well get a nice little Super 6 on the go, couldn't we?
They used to do that the whole tournament in one night on Boxer, didn't they?
Yeah, they did.
The Ultimate Boxer,
they
call it.
Yeah,
that would be so sick if they brought it back. I used to love watching those.
It's really good. And then you've got this prize fighter in Japan.
Yeah, that's another one. Yeah, people like yourself.
Fighters.
Yeah, it's people like yourself who get those opportunities from that dream.
It's just staying
it's
ready.
That level. Yeah,
putting the work in, and that's
GBM
that tournament.
Ben Shalom, Saudi. Let's get on it. Let's get on it.
Fight Rundown hosting the show.
I'm sure GBM would love to get there. And
GBM, that's a way in, isn't it?
You've seen the shows; they're absolutely fantastic. You can see a lot of financial backings obviously getting put into these shows because of how good they are. They look like they're no different to any other Matchroom show.
Yeah, 100%. Especially the latest one. It's got really serious.
Yeah, it really has.
But it's so good. Obviously, you meant again. The same team, you stick with it, you're loyal. Is that just the standard now? I can see why your Instagram stories you're training twice a day, training really hard in the mornings and in the evenings.
Yeah,
is that
good to see you there in the morning as well, brother? Getting that stepper in before going to work.
It's the one, man.
But the team is great, mate. It really is. We've got such a nice, close knit team. Me, Dan, Andy, and Matty. It's close knit. We know. You wouldn't try fix a window that's not broken, This window ain't broken. We've had a couple of... The loss I took against Bellotti wasn't nothing to do with the team. The instructions was bang on. It's just that I couldn't execute them at the right times. And that was really due to underestimating his actual boxing ability and overestimating the punch power. Because when we got in there, I buzzed him quite a few times when I watch it back. But I just didn't execute on it, and I didn't. I got into positions when I watched it back, but in the ring it felt a lot different. Yeah, and I just feel like I just want letting go that little bit, and I don't. And I would, obviously when you see someone like Bellotti over the years, he's punched up a few people at the eye level. He absolutely hammered Fiaz, pillar to post. Yusuf Kamari beat, and these are good level fighters. And I thought, well, I've obviously got something to be wary of. But when I got in there, I thought, it's not. The punch power wasn't as hard as I thought it was, and if anything, I think I was the puncher. So it's given me a lot of confidence in one way, and a lot of thinking and learning to do in a different way. And when we put both together, you're going to see the full package. December 7th.
Sorry, mate.
It's all right. Yeah, I was going to say, was it a real hard knock? Because the Gomez fight was so close. Was it a big knockback? Did you feel really? Obviously, was it a tough one to take, knowing you did just fully lose? You know what I mean? Or was it straight back in there like usual?
Yeah, the Gomez one was because
you felt robbed.
I generally feel like, I wouldn't say robbed. It was a close fight, but I generally feel that I won the fight.
Yeah.
And so did 96% of people I spoke to. A lot of people.
I don't think I had. At the night, I don't think I had you winning, to be honest. But Yeah,
That's what G's like though as well.
Yeah.
G always says that. Always says
pessimistic.
Yeah.
But either way, two people sat next to each other with different scorecards. That's how close it was.
Definitely. I mean, and when I watched it back,
everyone was calling it robbery online. Can't lie, Twitter was all over it that night. Yeah,
and that's I don't think he's a very likable person outside the boxing ring. I always said I respect him as a fighter. I respect him as a fighter, but
neither is people.
Even it's not even like a Conor McGregor love and hate, because a lot of people love McGregor, some hate him.
Yeah,
he's just a wanker, isn't he?
He is. There's just no outside of boxing. There's no. I don't know. It was just
the fans. His fans are like similar to Michael Gomez. They're all. He attracts a certain amount, certain type of person.
You can see, and yourself, when you hang around with 6 winners, you're going to be the 7th. But if you hang around with 6 idiots,
exactly,
you're going to be the 7th.
Fact, I like that.
That does show, didn't it? In all of that, and that went to the blind arts to every single person watching. That's this kid's.
I know you dealt with some difficulties there, but you didn't pull out. You went straight in there.
And the fact is, I had a lump on my back. I hit my wrist when I fell over, but you get on with it. I had the doctors, I had my manager saying, "Oh, I'm going to pull you out. This is wrong," and we're absolutely fuming. There was only me and Matty there, and you two boys. There was no one there in front of all these fans in this. I could have well pulled out, but I'm there. What's the point? I thought, no, I've done it now. We're here. Yeah. So it is what it is. You get on with it and you fight. That's what fighters do.
That's what you did. You went in. You didn't pull out, did you?
You go. You fight and that's no excuse. It was what it was. We moved on straight away, and the rest is history. And I'd love to redeem that, but I ain't doing no 10-week camp for anything. No reason, like that. I ain't doing that. We ain't got time for that.
To be fair, I don't think you've been on since that Bellotti fight. Just talk to us briefly about the experience of like a matchroom fight week and what that's like.
Yeah, they treat you so well, mate. The team is so they're really, really good team. The matchroom lot. You treat like kings down there. Everything you need's there. Yeah, they speak to you like don't look down on you. They don't even make you feel like you're the challenger. They just make it's quite even. It's quite even. And Belotti's an household name in the matchroom.
There's no home and away side. They're all
that's what I mean. On Boxer, it seems like there's very much a winner's side and a loser's side.
Definitely,
on that sort of thing.
And in the matchroom now, they're absolutely brilliant, mate. Really was, and that experience is fantastic.
Yeah.
But obviously within the result. But I come out and I thought the only thing that bothered me was how come I couldn't land that shot 1 round earlier? But he's a tough man. He's not. That ain't like losing. I ain't gone in there and lost to someone that's. When you look at the caliber that he's lost to, they've gone on to do great things. Ray Ford, I mean, say less. He's world champion and. In my eyes, he could probably wipe up the top of the super featherweight division. I don't feel like it's at a very strong point, especially after watching the other night. I think he beats probably both of them, to be honest. Ray Ford's a good fighter.
Yeah,
so losing to people like that, what's the shame in it?
For sure. I think we'll wrap it up with what's the final say for the fight. Obviously, I know you want everyone there. You got a few tickets left, but your performance is going to speak for itself, I'm guessing. Have you got a prediction on it, or is it just wait and find out?
Yeah, I mean, I never go in there looking for a knockout, but I do feel I'm definitely the bigger puncher out of the two. I feel like he's going to be sharp for 2 or 3 rounds, and then he deteriorates. I think we keep on him and on him and on him, make it, drag him into a fight he don't want to be in, get him out his rhythm straight away, and who knows? He's been hit before. I ain't ever showed that I've been hit in a fight, even if I have been caught and stuff like that. But he's got to try and exploit the chin and see how durable I am. But I know I'm a lot more durable than he is. You don't win a fight on being a big tough man, but the constant pressure, the velocity in the punches. I feel like I'm going to get to him, and I will hit him at some points in the fight. And it's just a Giles win. How we do it is, I'm not bothered whether we go in there and we get it 10 rounds over points or whether it's done earlier. I ain't bothered. But going in and winning, that's a necessity, and that's definitely going to happen. That's where my mind's at. And ticket wise and stuff like you just said, then I've got a few 50s left, but this show's going to be a sellout, like complete. It's going to be an hell of an atmosphere in there.
Can't wait.
I'm excited.
It's a hell of an atmosphere.
No, if you are new here, I've been Balls. I've been Balls, this has been Jeeve, this has been Fight Rundown legend Levi Giles. Make sure to subscribe to us on YouTube. Make sure to leave us a review on Spotify. Just leave a little 5-star review, you know, it helps us out a lot. You can listen to us on Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Deezer, wherever you get your podcasts from, absolutely anywhere. Make sure to follow us on TikTok, like us on Facebook, all that good stuff. And that's it. Make sure to keep an eye out for the Christmas calendar. Also, every single day for December, we will be posting a video. And that's about it. Thank you very much for coming on again.
Thank you so much, Levi. I appreciate it.
No problem at all. And like the boys said, like, share, comment. It's free. It's free of charge and takes seconds, and it goes a long way. So just get that done. Get out there. Get the views up.
Giles, that's fuck it. It's going to be exciting. I'll see you very soon.
Thank you.